I'm back with Deborah Winger, my new friend. It's been so great to finally meet you. I've admired you for some time. Three-time nominee for Best Actress for the Academy Award.
How would anyone introduce me if I didn't get those? God, thank God.
No one would ever have you do anything. You'd be forgotten. You'd be history.
Just Deborah.
Dustbins of history. No. But it's look, this is Turner Classic Movies. It's a big deal. Like maybe you get lucky for one. Maybe, oh my God, because of the first ones you get three. Like, apparently your peers recognize greatness. Deborah's here to program a double feature. We just had People Will Talk, directed by my great uncle Joe Mankiewicz, written and directed by Joe in 1951. Up next, we go Pre-Code with a Joseph von Sternberg film with Marlene Dietrich, The Scarlet Empress. This is largely the retelling, which is true enough, certainly true enough for Hollywood, of how Catherine the Great came from being a princess in Prussia to becoming empress. Why did you pick The Scarlet Empress?
It's been on my list for years and years. I think...
Your list of movies you love?
Like, say top 20, whatever.
Right.
But also just, it's mostly by way of Joseph von Sternberg. Most of his films up until this one are much more well-known. This one, I take it, was not successful at the time, which doesn't surprise
No, this
me.
was coming at the tail end of his
thing with his
relationship
run with
his
Marlene.
muse, Marlene Dietrich.
Of course, she's Marlene Dietrich. That's why I wanted to clarify. I come to it by way of him. It hits me the same way as Preston Sturges does. Sort of the unexpected political statement underneath, sometimes a ridiculous setup, and always humor. And in this one, kind of over-the-top performances. I mean, Sam Jaffe is just out there.
Sam Jaffe plays Peter the Great, and it's one of my favorite performances of a bonkers leader.
Right here, gentlemen. What a lovely target. You're looking quite well, Catherine.
What I really found important about Jaffe's portrayal was that he never even tried to get you to like him.
No.
Or to feel sorry for him, or to take pity on him. And then this woman comes in, and she is very innocent in the beginning, but she totally, takes advantage of him and then becomes Catherine the Great. But I guess I respond to a lot of these classic films because there's just less winking.
Yes, and some really solid performances in addition to the main cast from, we mentioned Sam Jaffe, who I really think is really wonderful. And then Louise Dresser as the Empress, as Peter's mother. She's phenomenal. And then John Lodge as the sexy and charming Count Alexei, who, by the way, busts some stereotypes because he doesn't exactly get what he wants.
Kind of the Joseph von Sternberg character. I mean, he has this undying...
That's right, undying love for her.
And nothing will change it. I think someone like that, and I didn't know their relationship, almost marvels in her control of men and her ability to mesmerize them. And I mean, I was lucky enough in the beginning to have a mentor that held me up in a way that I had never been given as a young girl or a young woman, sort of helped me understand the power of being a woman.
Who was this person?
James Bridges.
Oh, James Bridges, who directed
Urban Cowboy and Mike's Murder. And we also loved each other. I mean, he's the godfather of my oldest son, and it was a love affair without the physicality.
Yeah.
But I just feel that that message to a woman and an actress is, and it can be given by another woman or a man, it doesn't matter. It's just somebody, some way of looking at you that says, I'm gonna be able to make this aspect of your being likable. You don't have to be afraid of this aspect of your being.
Yeah. Deborah, thank you. Let's watch the film. It's not long, and we'll talk about more afterwards. Here it is, from Paramount in 1934, directed by Joseph von Sternberg, Marlene Dietrich leading the cast of The Scarlet Empress. Back with Deborah Winger. Deborah, thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
She programmed tonight's double feature, which started with People Will Talk. We just saw The Scarlet Empress. I believe you touched on it earlier, but why did you pair these two films? And by the way, our rules were the answer could be, I liked both of them.
Well, that is true, goes without saying. But I just felt like both of them exemplified aspects of, things we're living through right now.
We talked some about your upbringing, and I'm surprised to hear that movies were not a part of your life as a kid. And you must have seen some, but it wasn't a big deal.
No, I did not see many films. I mean, we were a family, both my parents worked, struggled. We were not well-to-do at all. They worked long hours, so the television was our life. And so I saw things on TV.
So when you'd see a movie, it was because it was on television?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember being in a theater at an early age.
Do you remember what you saw, or whenever as a teenager in your early 20s, where you thought, oh my goodness?
It was Claire's Knee and then Wild Strawberries.
Really?
Those were the two that I guess maybe in a way because they weren't catchy or big movies. And I thought, wow, you can do that?
These movies were independent, foreign, and certainly not mainstream Hollywood hits. Not like you went to Planet of the Apes and thought, oh my God, I can't believe it.
Never. And isn't it funny, because I never really, mainstream films were never my thing. They still aren't, and yet I made them.
As you watch some of these movies on TV, do you remember, was there a particular actor or actress that struck you as, oh, that person is
I do
very good
remember
at this?
seeing Of Human Bondage and thinking, why
Betty
not do
Davis?
that? Yeah.
That Betty Davis knows what she's doing?
Yeah.
So Betty Davis, you must know this, said, I can see a great deal of myself in Deborah Winger, who has already acquired a reputation for being difficult because she cares about the project. Well, but Betty had that. I mean, look, let's not pretend that some of that, and I don't know, I don't care how you were or whether it's true or not even, because...
Of course it's true for the people that struggled with me.
Sure, but there have been men who've been described as difficult, but I mean, it's 10 to 1 women to men who are described that way.
But excuse me, in a man, it's an attribute.
I'm saying most of the time it's an
Intense.
attribute. For a man to be described as difficult, he has to choke someone on the set, right?
No, he's called intense, and it's a devotion. And, I've said this before, so at the risk of being redundant, but I think it's probably been years, but I think I've said it in print, that a man at that time, if De Niro or Dan Day-Lewis stayed in their trailer because they weren't quite ready or, needed something a certain way or wanted to be called something. It was intensity, and it was to be held up, and it was proof that they were committed. And when a woman did that, well, I can't say it on TV. But...
I got it. We know how that sentence ends. But it must, I hope, mean something to you that Betty Davis, who was intense and performed when she was ready and then delivered amazing performance after amazing performance, one of the greatest actors to ever live, recognized in you.
It was very generous of her to say that, and gracious. I can't begin to understand, except that now I look at young actresses, and there are some, when they come along, I go, or singers, I just go, that. It's a quality of, I don't know, what, I get a little scared. I want to be a little scared.
For them?
No.
Of them?
Yes, I don't know what they're going to do next. Because that's what I like in a male actor. Why wouldn't I like that in a female? A fierceness that I think women are just afraid of. A lot of, I think it's because of the business too. We have to pull back on that or put a spin on it, or as I say, wing.
Yeah, Deborah Winger. I could have done this for hours and hours.
I had fun too, so we'll do it again.
You're the best. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, we will do it again. Deborah's done for the night, but the movies, of course, continue here on TCM, as always, uncut and commercial-free, so stick around.
Next on TCM, Cry of the City, then Crossing Delancey, and later, Girlfriends. TCM's got your back tonight.